today I'm going to be checking out the most wishlisted game on Steam. And it just so happens that this game has some ASMR-ish qualities and is one that I've had my eye on for a while now. And it is called Manor Lords. Manor Lords is going to be launching into early access on April 26th. And the publisher was kind enough to send over a key for us to check it out with here today. As the name suggests, Manor Lords is a medieval city builder, more of a village builder, really. It's a strategy game where you are managing a settlement of medieval peasants as their lord, and you are furnishing them with all the resources and structures and whatnot that they need to survive. Now, this is not a fast-paced kind of game. It takes its time. Transporting resources takes time. Constructing buildings takes time. And what I really like is that the game seems to really enjoy the aesthetics and the atmosphere of its medieval setting. And it is actually quite relaxing for that reason. It's definitely, slower paced than some other strategy games or city builder type experiences you might be familiar with. And I think it's perfect for ASMR for that reason. And it certainly helps that it's got some really nice sound design as well. Now, this game, as I mentioned, is launching into early access, and this is even the pre-early access build I have here. And so some bugs, glitches, things like that are to be expected. It's being developed by a single guy, if you can believe it. And although I've only played a tiny little bit so far, I've been really impressed with what I've experienced. So we're going to jump on in and start a new game. And this will be more or less my first impressions. I just barely played a tiny little bit previously, but lots I have not seen. So without further ado, let's jump on in. So we'll hit new game. And here we have the option to select our character name and portrait from a handful of options. Honestly, they're all kind of mean looking, aren't they? No one's smiling. This guy's maybe the closest. This guy's got a bit of a smile too, but he looks like kind of a jerk. This guy could be alright. But this guy knows what's up. That's a fantastic mustache he's got. We'll go with this guy. Albrecht is the randomized name it's given me. Sounds perfect. This guy looks like an Albrecht. And then over here, we can design our coat of arms. We have options for colors, for backgrounds. I see we can do 4 different, all kinds of different coat of arms options. And then, you can choose what insignia to put on. So we're adjusting field A, I guess top left here. And then you can choose primary and secondary colors for each field of the coat of arms. But something we can also do is import our own custom coat of arms. And I have prepared a coat of arms for us to use here today. Let's see if this works. Hey, there we go. It's as easy as dumping a file into one of the game folders, and you can use your own custom coat of arms. So that's pretty fun, and that overwrites whatever you might have over here. But it is a pretty in-depth looking coat of arms creator, which I do appreciate. All right, Albrecht bearing the ASMR nerd coat of arms. Let us continue. Okay, so we have here a few different scenario templates. Now I think you can create each of these scenarios just by changing these settings down here, but this is kind of a quick way to get preset group of options, and they roughly correspond to a peaceful mode. It says here, this is called a Rise to Prosperity scenario. Fulfill the requirements of your citizens, plan and rule your medieval town as you see fit without worrying about combat. Restoring the peace is kind of a middle ground. It says here 2 territories in the north are claimed by the illegitimate baron, whose castle is located off the map. Bandit camps reside in the other unclaimed regions. Build and expand at your own pace, and when ready, challenge the baron for the northern territories. So I believe you can have a settlement in each territory, and different territories have different benefits in terms of the resources that they yield. Or we have on the edge. Grow your city and raise forces as quickly as you can. The lands are pestered by raiders, and undefended settlements will perish quickly. Given that this is an ASMR video, we're going for chill vibes here. I think we want one of these two. Honestly, restoring the peace sounds all right, because the combat will only happen on our terms, it sounds like. So that's not too bad. And I doubt we'll even get to combat in today's video. And then in addition to sort of the level of combat intensity, we can also select an overall difficulty for the template. Looks like this really controls AI aggressiveness, armament deliveries, and residential requirements. I think, as I've said, because this is an ASMR video, we'll go with the relaxing option. It's quite appropriate, really. It does look like there are options for other maps, or there will be in the future, but right now we have the one early access map. And we can control individual settings if we want, but we'll just leave it on the default relaxing settings for our Restoring the Peace campaign. Let us begin. Hopefully not too much of that in this campaign. Okay, here we are. Alright. A new message. Victory condition. Dominance. Build up your town, your manor, and when ready, press claims towards regions owned by your opponents. Once a claim has been pressed, be ready for battle. I'll unite these lands under my rule. So we've got some pop-up tutorials here. In Manor Lords, families need food and fuel and a roof above their heads to survive. Supplies in the region panel above shows how much you've got left. So that's here. We've got 8 months of stockpiled supplies. We begin in March, in the spring, and we will want to get ourselves adequately prepared before the winter rolls around. So let's zoom on in and get acquainted with our peasants here. We start with this homeless encampment, homeless people's tents. They are literally homeless because we've not built them any homes. Our settlement here is called Nusulo. Nusulo. That's probably not how it's actually pronounced. We've also got a cow here, or an ox, I guess, who's going to help us build our buildings, move around our logs and such. We've got a stockpile of timber here, and various food, firewood, stone, and tools right here. It says here, in almost all cases, resources in Manor Lords have to be physically moved. It can take a moment, so feel free to change the game's speed if you feel like it. That's down here. We can speed things up to 12 times, but you know what? I like the idea of a relaxed pace, so we'll stick with that. So all of our villagers are just kind of hanging out. Jacob, Kuntz, Barbara, Earhart, Friedlin. Because we've not tasked them with anything to do. This guy over here all by himself, Fritz. But it seems to me that getting our folks some homes would be a good first priority. And if we zoom out, we can see we've got quite a bit of space around us. We've got a field here and lots of open space for building over here, but we'll keep ourselves busy in this area right now. So let's see about building some homes. In this game, they're called burgage plots. So we'll go to construction down here. Every region in Manor Lords has strengths and weaknesses, the tutorial tells us. Be sure to check all the resource deposits, as well as investigate the soil fertility before deciding on the direction of your town. If your region has weak fertility, consider setting up trade early. Well, I think we can see if we click on the overlay here, Emmer fertility, we can see that, yeah, we were in a fairly fertile area here. Emmer, of course, being a variety of wheat. So, we should have pretty good wheat yields around here. Even better over here, actually. But not so much over here. So we do want to build our crop fields over there. We have a new message. What is this? I have heard of your renown. I only seek to defend my rights and my honor against those who would wrong me. I hope you will not judge me by the rumors and slanders that some may spread about me. Signed and sealed by my own seal, Hildebolt von Berenut. Can we write back? What shall we say? We can say you have no rightful claim to Selbitz and Hofstetten. That's a rhetoric option. Okay, we can negotiate. Now we're definitely seeing here how this is all a work in progress. It says here actually, work in progress, but clearly there's going to be a relations component to this game, and that can be influenced through what you write to your neighbors. We can say you have no rightful claim if we wanted. War surprise. Declare war. Need silver. Can't do that yet. Anyway, we won't send anything for now, but that's an interesting interface to see. Okay, so we're actually in a map view now. This view shows you which regions are under whose control. You can press claims to other regions when you gain enough influence. So we are here in Nusalo. And in fact, oh my goodness. Appear to have lost our village. Ah, there it is. But we better direct our citizens, our villagers, to do something. So in this game, villagers live in these burgage plots. It says here, burgage plots are built with flexible plots. Some buildings have flexible borders. Place 4 points to designate an area. The cursor will snap to roads and buildings to try and create an organic shape. You can leave more space for future extension upgrades. The first 2 points mark the front of the house by default. Got it. So the frontage will have to have access. So let's do... okay, that's not quite what I had in mind, but let's do that, and let's do that, and let's do that. How does that look? It's a little funky. Let's do that. Plot too small. Okay, let's build something bigger. Let's bring this out this way. That's 4 burgage plots. That's a lot. Or is it? I don't actually know, really. I'm just trying to get kind of a relatively square looking or rectangular looking plot here. How about like there maybe? Not quite. There, that's pretty good. That's 4 nice looking little houses. There we go. And this is going to cost us 8 timber. 8 timber. Which we can see we have 16 of up here. Each burgage plot can house 1 family. And if we look here, we have 5 families. 5 level 1 families. So this actually won't be quite enough, but it's a good start. So let's do that. Unassigned families work on construction automatically, it says. So if we come down here, we can see that construction is starting on our burgage plots. Starting to level the land, shovel it out, and here comes our ox with some lumber. It says your timber requires oxen to be moved. Villagers will automatically get the ox when they need it. So, the ox is moving timber from over here. And off they go. Everybody working together to build a house. Awesome. Well, we will leave them to that, but what we have to think about, of course, is our villagers' needs. And right now we can't see so clearly what their needs might be, but in a moment, once this house is complete, we will see what the family's requirements are for resources and amenities and such. There we go. It says here, the homeless will move to the plot, and if approval, which is right here, is high enough, it might attract new families too. So a family has joined, I think that means they've moved into the house. However, families need more than just space to be happy. Click on the building to check on their residential requirements. So let's see. Requirements consist of amenities and market supply. First and most critical is water access. Church access is also an important amenity for our folks here. And then access to market stalls. I think water is a great place to start. So let's see about building a well. If we come over here, this is going to cost 1 timber. Provides drinking water for burgage plots and enables firefighting. You might notice it says must be built over underground water, and it seems that there's underground water everywhere here. So we're okay to build it here. Why don't we build it next to our homeless camp here, which will, of course, also provide access for our families in their homes. I'm leaving this space open because I think what we're going to want to do is build a market out here a little bit later to provide the market amenities or market supplies that everyone needs. So let's put this right here. Seems like a good spot for it. Our houses are coming along quite nicely. Each house has a little yard. Cute little fence. Love the sounds of the construction.
Another beam coming up.
It's nice how they talk as they go. Now we are going to need more timber at some point, and I don't think that any of our villagers are gathering timber right now, and I think that's because in order for them to do that, we need to build a camp for harvesting wood. So if we go to the gathering section of the build menu, there we go, a logging camp. It costs us 2 timber to set this up. Workers fell nearby trees to produce timber. Not to be confused with the woodcutter's lodge, which is where they chop wood to produce firewood, which is part of the supplies that they need, especially in the wintertime. But let's start with a logging camp. It says relocation of this is free, so I don't think there's anything that says we shouldn't just put it close to town for now. Let's just stick it right back here in the forest. Oh, we accidentally removed a couple trees when we did that. I didn't realize it would. I just thought it would kind of place it in amongst the trees, but it's okay. That's fine. So we've got 3 of our 4 houses built. Last one's getting started. And the logging camp, I think, is just going to wait until that last house has been built. Although I think we could increase the priority if we wanted to prioritize the logging camp. We could. But we'll just let our people do their thing for now. Now we've got water. Well, not yet. That will again happen after the last house is built. So I guess it'll go last house, well, and then logging camp. This is what I meant when I said the game takes its time. It's not in any particular hurry to get you anywhere, which I really enjoy, because you get just a nice ambiance, cozy medieval ambiance. Gives you time to just zoom in and appreciate all the animations and sounds. I see we've got a few red things under our town name here. So we've got some exposed goods. A storehouse would help us store them and protect them from the elements, as well as exposed food. For that we need a granary for storage. And then there's some homelessness because we've only built 4 houses, but we've got 5 families here. So we'll build another one in a moment, but I think it's pretty crucial that we get some other things built first. Our homeless family does at least have a tent encampment to call home for the moment. So the well is now under construction by the looks of it. But as I was saying, we've got water, we've got shelter, we will have building supplies coming in. What are we missing? Food, I think. I think we're going to have to build some kind of foraging camp, and I'm just zooming out here to see what we've got. There's some wild animals, a rich deposit of wild animals. It's a funny way of putting it, but if we zoom in here, we can see a whole herd of deer in the forest, and I think that's what we're going to want to take advantage of for providing food, at least at this early stage, until we can get some agriculture going on. So our well has been built. If we click on a burgage plot, we should see... No, that's awkward. I kind of thought that this would check off the water access. What's the matter with our well? Oh, this one has water access. As does that one and that one. Oh, now this one does. Okay, it just took a moment to update. I was concerned for a second. So we've got the water. So we're building a logging camp over here. It's nearly done. And once we've done that, we will actually assign a family to it. And that family will work the logging camp. In fact, it says here, this building has no assigned families. Select it and assign a family whenever you'd like to start production. So let's do that because we're going to need a flow of timber. While human workforce has to be assigned, by default, livestock workforce is shared between workplaces. However, you can bind it to a workplace permanently in the Advanced tab. However, we only have one ox, and we want to make sure that that ox can be used for everything we need, including construction and timber harvesting. So for now, we'll just allow that one ox to sort of float around as required, but we will assign a family. So a family has been assigned to our logging camp. If we look to see, it's this family that lives in this house right over here. Comprised of the husband, Conrad, Fritz, the son, and Alate, the wife. So that makes sense that the closest residents would operate the logging camp. Looks like night has fallen. If we come right down here, we can hear all the crickets. Oh, it's an autosave, it looks like. And the wind's picking up. Look at all the stars in the sky. Wind's howling. This does have slight witchery vibes, though, doesn't it? I believe the time of day is purely cosmetic. And it doesn't actually represent day-by-day progression. We are in March, but the days are probably ticking by, bit by bit. But I like the aesthetics of having day and night. Because then you get this kind of cozy scene. So, food is our next priority. So let's see, we can construct a hunting camp. Workers hunt wild animals and produce meat and hides. And a forager hut. Now, I didn't see any berry deposits nearby. Okay, there's one way over here. But that's pretty far afield. So we've got clay and stone. Some iron over there, and our wild animals there. So yeah, I think we're going to want to take advantage of the animals here. And it just so happens there's a clearing right nearby. So let's see about putting our hunting camp right here in this clearing. Oh, we don't want to put it in the animal habitat. In fact, it says here, overlaps animal habitat will cause migration. So it'll make them leave. So we actually want to put it just outside the habitat. Well, let's put it right here, just on the road. That looks like a great spot for it. And it's not too far from our settlement. Looks like we're getting a bit of stormy weather here. Just a shower. But the skies have definitely turned stormy. Perhaps now that we have our food underway, it would be good for us to build another house for our last family. That seems like the kind of thing to do. Now, we can build roads. I've not done this before, but might be nice to have a road. Some workplaces allow villagers to use handcarts to transport up to 10 goods at once. However, pulling a handcart off-road is extremely slow, so make sure to connect your buildings to roads. I just kind of like the aesthetics of a road. I don't know, what does it cost? Did it say? nothing, I guess. And this will allow us to be connected to our hunting camp as well. How do I right click cancel? There we go. Oh, it just makes it happen. Okay. I wonder if that's an early access thing or if it will, in fact, cost resources in the final release. But it seems to me that we need to assign a family over here. It says hunting limit. When population of a herd drops to this number, workers will stop hunting. Ah, very good. We can ensure sustainable management of our wildlife populations. Let's assign a family to the hunting camp. And that will probably be this family right here by default. Actually, no, it's this one by default. I assumed it would pick the closest, but it did not. That's okay though. It's not a very far walk. Looks like, however, our people are going inside, which I can't blame them. It's really stormy out. Got lightning and thunder and whipping wind. Now I'm starting to feel really bad for our poor homeless family. We better get them a house. Let's do it. In fact, how are we doing for timber? 9 timber. Let's build a couple of burgage plots. And maybe we can attract some settlers from afar. So, residential, burgage plot. And we will, I see it's trying to connect to these points here, but we don't really want that. Let's, I wonder if there's a way to stop. Oh, snapped. Oh. Interesting. Okay, well, let's, there we go. Yeah, sure. That way they're right up on the road. And keep them similarly sized, about like so. Oh, plot too small, it says. Oh, it just needs to be a little longer. There we go. So 2 nice cozy burgage plots coming right up. I guess I did say I was trying to save this area for the market, but maybe we can place the market over here, adjacent to the houses. I'm sure there is some sort of optimal arrangement for buildings in your settlement. Gosh, it's really stormy. They're out here working in the pouring rain. Poor suckers. We'll watch them toil for a little bit. But this is, of course, a learning experience for me. And, as I play, I get a better sense of where to place things, how to arrange settlements. For best efficiency. Here's our woodcutter out here in the rain, chopping away. Who is this? Conrad. Debranching a tree. Let's go check up on our hunters. Oh. Here goes Heinz on a hunt. Did he get one? Not sure. I think he must have. He's walking. Oh, yeah, he did. Look at that. There you go. Oh, and he actually drags the body. Wow. Quite a lot of detail. Cool. We've almost got a 5th burgage plot, which will, of course, allow our last homeless family to move in. That'll be nice. And I think next we will want to prioritize getting our goods tucked away somewhere where they're not going to spoil. Our stockpile is pretty substantial, I think. We've still got enough to last 7 months. But having a granary and a storage house will be beneficial, especially when the weather gets more inclement. Oh, it's kind of soothing, isn't it? All that rain falling. From way back here, you can still see all the activities going on, but everything's much quieter from the bird's eye view. Something very calming being way up here. Literal bird's eye view. Look, we've got birds flying by. Very soothing. So I'm just thinking ahead here, we might want to build a market right in here, and then perhaps this area back here can be saved for farming. Once we get going with that, we'll need to build a church. What if we built one right down here at the end of the road, just past the village well? And then perhaps we can build our storage structure and our granary maybe here and here once the homeless camp disappears, which it should do as soon as this house is complete. I think. That's what it seems to say here anyway. Or somewhere. I don't remember where I read it. There we go. After all homeless find accommodation, the tents disappear automatically. And that should be really soon, but the last stage of this construction on this burgage plot. There we go. Our settlement level has increased. To get more population, you need to have enough empty burgage plots, and your approval needs to be over 50%. You know, I have to say the English localization so far has been very good. Especially for an early access title developed by someone whose first language is not English, is my understanding. So, well, our approval is exactly 50%, and I think it will only go up from here. So we will have a spare house available. Perhaps we will see some settlers soon. But let's find a storage place for our food. I think that's pretty crucial. So, logistics. A granary. Workers collect, store, and distribute goods using the pantry. I don't know. I guess the pantry is in the granary. I don't know. If needed, they will also automatically set up stalls. You know, it occurs to me the granary is probably for grain exclusively. It might not be for meat. about this? This is generic storage. Storehouse. What's the big arrow? Oh, it needs road access. Is that right? Or it can benefit from road access at least. Okay. Well, why don't we just tuck it in here? Oops. Behind our houses. Or I wonder if we can rotate it to access here. Yeah. That looks okay. Seems like a good place for it. And then let's see about building a church. No. It's probably under residential. Oh, a tavern. But yeah, a wooden church. Oh, for that we need something else. What is that? Planks. Not quite sure how we get planks. A saw pit. Oh, to transform timber into planks. Okay. Well, maybe we can hold off on the church for a little bit. Maybe perhaps a market might make sense. Because that is one of the basic needs of our people. This is a corpse pit. It's just literally a hole to throw corpses into. Not all deserve to be buried on consecrated ground. Use this building to get rid of any raider corpses quickly. Okay. Yikes. Where is the market gonna be, though? I feel like I've seen it somewhere, but I forget now. At some point, we are going to have to build a woodcutter's lodge to ensure that we're stockpiling enough firewood for the winter. But not just yet. Oh, logistics. No, wait. Pack station, storehouse. No. Oh, there's marketplace. Okay. Oops. So let's see about that. I don't know how big a marketplace needs to be. Oh, we've got a new message. Let's try this. Okay, 9 market stalls. All right, let's see if we make it a little bit bigger. Can we fit a little bit more? I don't honestly know how many market stalls we're going to need. Oh, that's a lot more. 15, yeah, that seems like a worthwhile. Yeah, let's do that. Not sure what the cost is. A well-supplied marketplace is the lifeblood of your town. Assigned families will set up stalls automatically as long as there's enough space on the market. Hover over specific categories to check your current supply and demand. Burgage plots closest to the market get their market requirements fulfilled first. Okay. Got it. That seems good. Let's see what this message is all about. Oh, we've received an armament delivery. A strong militia is paramount to the survival of any settlement. Luckily, a shipment of weapons has just arrived, and you will now be able to create your first militia banners to serve you and protect your people. However, we will need more weapons to equip all the people as the settlement grows, either by making them or importing them from other lands. Let's form the militia. I think we can do that down here on the Army tab. Maybe. create new units. Militia footman, militia spear, polearm militia, or archer militia. Ah, look at that. We've got 20 spears and 20 large shields. That must have been the delivery. And 10 recruits available. So I guess it just draws those from the residents of our village. So we probably want to build spear militia since those are the ones we can equip. You created your first militia unit. The male villagers will be evenly distributed between all militia units. They will then try to find the required equipment. The weapon and shield depends on the unit type, while the maximum quality of body armor and helmet depends on the villager's residential level. So all of our families are just level 1 right now, quite humble. After bringing all the necessary equipment home, the unit recruits are marked as ready to rally. Only then will you be able to rally your unit, which again we hopefully won't have to do anytime soon. Okay, so it says here 10 of 36 recruits are missing. So for a full unit, we're going to need 36 recruits, 36 spears, 36 shields by the looks of it. But we do not have enough people for that right now, so I guess we just wait. It looks like we can also hire mercenaries. Good to know. I don't know what happens there. I guess they'll just... Oh, do these guys get their spears? They did. Okay, so the residents who currently can equip themselves will. And I guess we'll just have to wait till our village is more populous to rally our, to be able to rally our unit. Would you look at that? This villager is bringing meat to the marketplace. I don't think we can specifically assign villagers to the marketplace. It looks like... Yeah. 14 freestyle locations. Yeah, it looks like they just do it automatically. Now, what else were we considering? A granary, perhaps. If we look at our storehouse here, we've got 4 spears, 11 large shields. And actually, I don't see any timber being stored in there. Do we have to assign a family to it, maybe? Let's try it. Not sure what that will make them or what benefit that gives to us, but maybe it will. There we go. Workers collect, store, and distribute goods using generic storage. If needed, they will also automatically set up stalls in the marketplace to distribute the stored goods to the burgage plots. Okay. And interestingly enough, there we go. So we now have a food stall nearby. It looks like this is probably not intentional, but it seems that you have to click on each item, each new building, before the burgage plots register it as present. Oh, interestingly though, it says here this burgage plot is supplied by the marketplace, but none of these ones are. Not sure why that would be, because they pretty clearly do have access to a food stall. But maybe we need more food stalls. I did say that the closest ones will get their needs supplied first, so maybe it's just a matter of time. Not quite clear on that. don't we build a woodcutter's lodge, because we do need fuel for our houses. And I don't know if there's any drawback or benefit to placement, but we could put it here, I guess, and it could just harvest from this small forest. Or, you know what, let's put it down here. It's closer to the storehouse. I just don't want them competing with our lumber camp here. It does look like having road access is also beneficial, but for now we'll just put it there.
Come on, people, get to work.
Get to work. So, I'm not sure that a granary will help us right now. I don't think it's used for storing meat, and that's really our only food source right now, but it might help us with storing grain. And if we go to farming, we can designate areas as fields, space to grow various crops, including wheat, flax, and barley. To employ peasants on the fields, you will need to build a farmhouse. Thing just popped up, mercenary company available. Farmhouse, used to employ families on the field. Farm workers plow the fields as soon as the winter passes, but no later than November. Then they sow them with the chosen crop. Harvests happen around September. Then the crops are harvested or transported to the farmhouse, and wheat is threshed into grain. Okay. Well, we have enough lumber for, oh my goodness, the farmhouse is big. But yeah, we can build it here, sure. Or down here, perhaps. We're kind of planning to put our church here and our granary, so let's do the farmhouse back here. This is all fertile ground, so that makes sense. I see. We're just bumping into our market there. That's okay. Let's do that. I wonder if the farmhouse also provides housing. You would expect it might. Okay, exposed goods, pantry, goods stored here are vulnerable to weather. I think we should just build a granary. I think that's generally used for any food supplies. So let's do it. Seems to want us to build one. Here seems like a good enough spot.
Come on, people, get to work.
So, oh nice, our woodcutter's lodge is finished. We should assign a family. There we are. We don't want to expand too quickly. As you can see, we've only got 2 unassigned families right now, and the unassigned families are crucial for constructing buildings. So we've got 1 family here on the woodcutter's lodge, 1 here on the logging camp, 1 on our hunting camp, and I guess 1 assigned to the storehouse logistics. Looks like they've decided to prioritize the granary. And this is costing us some stone. We're going to have to, at some point here, start thinking about how to get more stone. There is a mining category here. Stonecutter camp is what we would want. And I believe there's a stone deposit up here. That's quite a ways away. Don't actually see the stone here, but I guess it's there somewhere. We must trust. I like coming in, zooming in on the forest here. It's nice. Just listening to the sound of the rain. So our little settlement is slowly growing. Granary under construction. Farmhouse will be next. Then we'll build some wheat fields out here. And maybe we can run a road along here. We'll see about that once the farmhouse is built. It's coming along nicely. I suppose we'll have to assign a family to our granary and then another family to the farmhouse. So that's gonna run us out of families to build. I guess we should build some more burgage plots to attract some more settlers, right? So where do we want to build those? Well, we're sort of running out of space over here. We could build them down this way. But maybe keep them in closer proximity to the marketplace. Maybe we build some off the back side of these existing ones. We can run a road down here past those houses and past our logging camp maybe. Let's see. I'm gonna maybe run into issues here. So we can only actually fit a single burgage plot in there. It's not quite what we were looking for. I think we can do this to road. Ah, there we go. Now, 4 burgage plots, but access is obstructed. Of course it is. Well, let's cancel out of that. Let's see about moving our logging camp. Let's relocate it just a little further out of town. Wonder why that's red. Oh, I see. It just can't be overlapping the current one. Sure. Let's put it there. I did say free relocations, so that shouldn't cost us any timber, but it probably will cost us in villager time. Okay, we've almost finished our granary. And I guess while this is relocating, we don't have any wood coming in. That's alright though. We've got a decent stockpile of lumber. Let's build a few more burgage plots here. How about another bank of 4? Like so. There we go. 8 timber should be fine. And let's bring a road in preparation. We'll just connect it out here. There we go. Maybe we'll bring this road around here eventually. So it says now we've got 3 families unassigned because our logging camp is not operational currently. But you know what? Let's prioritize the logging camp. I think we want to get that going again for sure. What's all this? Oh, this person's transporting firewood. Oh, I see. Probably from the woodcutter's lodge to the market. Absolutely, firewood peddler right here. That's quaint. So, interestingly, still not getting any. Oh, okay. Okay, some of these are supplied with food, some of them are not. I guess it's just a matter of time. Oh, shoot. I guess I probably halted the finalizing of our granary by prioritizing the logging camp over here, which is coming along slowly. We have one of two required timber here. Our oxen are, not the fastest. But that's okay. So we've moved along. We're now into May. Still the spring. But it would be good to plant some wheat soon, I think. Probably should have planted it a while ago, but we're learning as we go. Our tiny little community out in the wilderness. If we look at the map again, oh, that's neat. We can see on the map how our community is developing. We can get a sense of the overall scale of things. Lots of resources out there. Something I had intended to investigate was this up here. Okay, specialize your region. After you reach the next settlement level, which we have, you'll be granted a development point to spend. Unlock development branches to make your region more efficient. To enact policies, you need to raise your administration level by building administrative buildings like the manor. Okay. Are these all policies? No, here we are. This is development. Policies. So some of these are currently available. Hunting grounds. Wild animals on rich deposits breed twice as fast at the cost of 50% reduced yield from crops. So it's a trade-off. And currently we can't assign any anyhow because we don't have a manor. Over here on development though, we've got some options. Orchardry. We can upgrade an apple orchard. Huh. Sheep breeding. Okay. Heavy plow. Foreign suppliers. You can build firewood carts. Huh. Trade logistics. Enabling a new trade route or establishing a new trade route always costs maximum of 25 regional wealth. We obviously haven't looked into that yet. Passive income of meat. Forest management doubles the capacity of berry deposits. Beekeeping. We can build an apiary. Up to 2. I like that. I don't quite know what we will do with the honey, but I like that concept. We'll get beeswax too. Sure, why not? Beekeeping. Bees are friends, after all. Okay, so all of our goods have been transported to our newly placed logging camp. And now it's just waiting on some workers to finish constructing it. Oh, nope, our granary's still not quite done. It's so close. So close, but not quite there. It does look like they are, here, let's prioritize our granary just to finish that as well. There we go, logging camp is back in action. We'll assign another family. Is it the same family as before? I think so. I think so. What house are they from? Yeah, it's totally the original family. A long line of woodcutters. Can y'all please bring the last log on over here, please? It's this guy here. There, here, he's coming, he's coming. Endris. Oh, and we're even starting work on the farmhouse. Look at that. All kinds of activity underway here. And the hope is this will allow us to attract some more families, because clearly we need more people here for our burgeoning little village. So, gosh, this is so close to being done. The timber is now here. This guy's just gonna hit it a couple times and then it's gonna go pop. There it is. Alright, let's assign one family there. Alright, now people suffering from disease may stop working. Access to herbs might speed up their recovery, while a varied diet increases disease resistance. Well, right now, they're all pretty much carnivores, but we will get some grain going soon, I think, so that's good. Who's working here? Jacob, son of Jacob, and Margaret. So a lot of these buildings can be upgraded to bigger versions, but they have requirements that we have not met yet. So while our bustling little settlement is expanding, there's one more neat feature in this game that I thought we would take a look at here, and that's, I think, especially appropriate for relaxing ASMR Let's Play. And that is the option to visit your town in the first person. See everything up close and personal. You access that feature right up here. It says here, visit mode, very early in development, expect glitches. Okay. Still, we'll try it out. And here we are. Right in the middle of our settlement, right by our well, in fact. I love this feature. We can come on in here, see all of our villagers at work, our burgage plots we've built. Admire our guys' amazing shoes. Check out those shoes. They're so pointy. That's how you know he's the boss. He's also got a pretty cool cape. Hello there, ma'am. He's bringing some venison over. Hello, sir. Why don't we go visit each of our camps? Let's go visit our hunting camp. So So as it said, this is pretty, early development for this feature. So I don't think there's really much of anything you can do here other than just walk around and appreciate things from a different point of view. It's cosmetic only, so to speak. But it's really quite pretty, and I could see this feature being, fleshed out. Oh, look at that, she's got hides. She's transporting hides. Take a little jog here into the forest. Oh, one of our hunters is bringing in a fresh kill, stringing it up, field dressing it. Very good. Keep up the good work, citizens. Oh, who's this? A traveler. Not a member of our village. Just passing by. Well, perhaps once we get some additional burgage plots built, said traveler or travelers like them will stop on by and settle. These burgage plots are underway. Looks like they've all had the requisite timber brought to them. Oh. Okay. This is definitely a bug. This is very much a placeholder message. Supposed to be a tutorial message, I think, but not currently populated. That's very funny. Blah 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 blah. Also, I don't seem to have my mouse. I hope I just hit enter. No, escape. Nope. Well, isn't that interesting? Maybe it didn't expect this to pop up while I was in the visit mode. But I legitimately don't know how to get out of this dialogue because my mouse does not exist here. And escape, spacebar, enter, nothing seems to be working. Okay, well, I might have to quit out and we'll have to hop back in, and we might have lost a little bit of progress. But it did autosave quite recently, so we'll find out. And here we are, back in our settlement. Fortunately, the autosave did in fact happen quite recently, so I don't think we've lost too much of anything. Look, our storehouse worker family bringing those food supplies into our granary, filling our pantry with bread. Excellent. Excellent. It looks like our farmhouse is nearly complete. And life carries on in our little settlement of Nusalo. Yeah, that clearly was some kind of bug associated with the the visit mode. And to be fair, it did straight up warn us, expect glitches, so good lesson. Make sure you save before you go into visit mode, I guess. But hey, at least you got a sense of what that was about. A short, relaxing wander there. And in the future, if I end up playing this game more here on the channel, and as our city grows, city, that's a strong word, as our settlement grows, our village, we can, maybe go on more such wanders to see what we've built up close and personal. And I do think I would like to play some more of this. I'm finding this very compelling. And I love just how focused it is on the aesthetics and atmosphere of medieval life in a small village. It really is genuinely soothing, quite relaxing. The slow pace is right up my alley, and perhaps yours as well. I would love to hear from you down in the comments what you think about this. If you'd like to see more of Manor Lords on the channel, if you found this as relaxing as I have. But truly it has been quite delightful, and I am finding the progression, though slow, quite compelling. I'm getting attached to my little settlement here, my villagers and their various families, little homes and all that. And if you would like to pick up Manor Lords for yourself, as I said at the beginning, it is launching April 26th, 2024 into early access. It's going to be available on PC exclusively, I believe, at least to start with. I think this would be a challenging game to adapt to other platforms, so perhaps PC forever. But on all the regular suspects, Steam, Epic, GOG, and Game Pass as well, I believe. So if you have Game Pass, I think it will be available there as well. So you can check it out. I'll put a link down in the video description to the Steam page if you want to learn more about it. And a big shout out to Hooded Horse, the publisher, for sending over the key for me to check this game out ahead of time and share it with you all. Like I said, I am thoroughly enjoying. Oh, maybe this is what was supposed to pop up last time. Farmhouse employs families who work on the fields. The workforce is distributed proportionally in accordance with the field's set priority level. When crops are growing, they absorb certain nutrients from the soil, temporarily lowering its fertility and thus diminishing yields over time. To combat this, consider changing crop types, or even better, leaving the fields fallow for a year. Fascinating. So crop rotations are a thing. And there it is. There's our farmhouse. Building some fields will be up next. But yes, I've been thoroughly enjoying this so far, and I hope you have too. And I appreciate you so much joining me here today. Farewell until next time, my friends. And just as the members of our little community of Nusalo, our little village in Manor Lords, are the ones that support and nurture and build that community, so too are the members of our channel village of the ASMR Nerd. Does that work? Is that an okay metaphor? We'll go with that. So too are the members of this village, the ones that so kindly support what we have here and what I do here. And you can see the names of our amazing channel supporters right here in front of you. These are the members of this channel village who support what I do through my Patreon and through my YouTube memberships. You know how this works. This is not a surprise to any of you, I'm sure. But if you would like to get some fun perks and support the content that I create and this community we have here while you're at it, please consider checking out the links down below at the top of the video description. Both my Patreon and my YouTube memberships offer essentially equivalent perks. Starting at the Foos tier, you can get early access to my weekend videos and your name on this page at the end of every one of my videos. At the Foos Row tier, you also unlock access to an exclusive monthly poll to select the topic of a video each month on the channel. This month's poll is up, and I guess by the time you see this video, it will have ended. But nevertheless, the next month's poll will be coming along. You know, it's a fairly small group of voters, and so you have a pretty decent say in what happens on the channel here in that supporter's choice video each month. So it's a fun way to get a little bit more involved. And finally, at the Fusro Da tier, the very highest tier, those very special supporters get their names read out in a special spoken thank you shout out in every single one of my videos. And you are about to hear our Fusro Da tier supporters for this video, starting with Rango Steel, Odin Sun, K Time, Jake Luffney, Drummer Britt, Ragnar Ragnarsson, Bruce Buchner, and Smitty. What a spectacular group of individuals. Some incredibly, incredibly supportive and kind members of this channel village. And I cannot thank them enough, which is why I thank them every single video. I just got to keep trying. Maybe one day it'll have been enough, but I'm not there yet. I don't know if I'll ever get there. So once again, if you're interested in joining these amazing folks and getting some fun perks while you're at it, please consider checking out those links down below. And a big, big thank you to this channel's amazing supporters.